Hey folks, welcome back to the shop. Vacation is over, and to recuperate, I'm out in the shop. I gotta get some organization deals done here because it's about out of hand. Remember when I built this? You guys who watch the channel regularly, this whole thing here, I was so happy when I started building this, and then I dropped my saw and I broke it, and then I wasn't happy about it, and then I fixed the saw again, and then I was excited and I finished it, and I was so happy to have this. Well, I mean, that's what it looks like now. Here's the problem in my life. If it's a flat surface, it's getting something put on it. So my goal for this video, I have this whole blank canvas back here. I need to make some shelves, and I'll show you why.
This is a shot that I don't normally show you guys whenever I'm making videos, but there's probably a half dozen of those boxes that still have something in them. The dark colored box under the plastic tote is my dado set. Don't really like where that's at. The empty, or it's not empty, but the coffee box directly to its right is all of my owner's manuals for all of my power tools because Norm Abrams said to keep them, and I did. Currently, down there is where my air compressor is living. Yes, that is a Harbor Freight Fortress ultra quiet air compressor. And folks, if you want a nice quiet air compressor for your shop, that gets a 100% rating from me. I have used that putting trim up in a room with a baby sleeping. No, baby never heard it. Anyway, I don't like where that's at. It's not that it's in the way, but it's not a good place for it. And so I think what I'd like to do is build a spot in the shelving unit for that. And then there's this Managery, which is under the miter station. Some of that, I don't have a problem with it being down there. Some of it I do. And folks, that's exactly how it got left after the last project. The nut and bolt organizers, they can go up on a shelf. Way off to the left corner, you see two, what I call pack out boxes. And I have two more. So I'm wondering if maybe I integrate those in a drawer type system. I don't know. Up here, I have some books because everyone says, oh, you're a woodworker. Let me give you a book. And that's cool. I don't mind that. I haven't read them yet. That red one is for a scroll saw, which I don't have, but okay, I'll keep it anyway. Yes, that's a pizza pan over in the corner. It doesn't belong out here, but that's another story for another day. Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you here is I got a mess that I got to get cleaned up. And I'm going to take some time, find out what's going on these shelves, and draw it out first.
So I've actually put some thought into this, which is something I don't normally do. I normally just run at it and hope it works out right. Put some thought into this, made up some drawings last night. I was originally going to make this thing in one piece, a one-piece unit. I'm making it out of 7/16 OSB board because I still have 3 sheets of that left. I was going to make it a one-piece deal with dados for the shelves and all of that, but that's going to be a nightmare. This is 84 1/4 inches long. No. What I'm going to do is basically build pods. There's going to be one pod over there. That's the air compressor and the nailers. Then I'm going to build another pod and put it next to that. That's going to be the easiest way to do it, and I have enough wood that I can do it that way. I did draw some things out. There's a big blank spot in the middle where I'm not sure where I want my shelves, and we'll just figure that out along the way. That'll be fine. So I guess the first thing I got to do is make room to put them after they're built. Great. Okay, so I wrestled one of these sheets out of where it was, which was actually in my music room. Can't wait to get them out of there. I was going to cut it on the table saw. There's just no way. I ain't going to be able to do it. What I need to do is cut 1-inch strips. That's the depth of my uprights for my shelves, because that's going to come out a few inches shy of the back of my saw. You don't want to come out past your saw, otherwise this is all useless.
So I have to use my least favorite saw in the shop, and that's the circular saw. And so I've gone ahead and set this up. I'm going to cut these at what would it be, 24 and an eighth. And then that's going to leave me a kerf cut so that I end up with two 12-inch pieces. It's early yet. This is really hard. Anyway, so what I've done is I've set my 24 and an eighth. That particular saw from the blade to the edge guard is 1 3/8, I think, and so that's what this is set at. Track saw would be great. I don't got track saw money. So I am going to go ahead and cut this, and I think I need 5 uprights. So I think I'm going to cut another 2 1/8 piece or 24 1/8 piece. And by then maybe I can get that on the table saw. Oh man, my safety glasses are all the way over there. Golly Moses. I do have something under this side holding it up. Okay, so I have 5 uprights. I forgot that I was building these in pods. So really I didn't need 5 right off the get-go, but I have them now, which is nice. So there's something flying around. It's a nice day down here, and I got the door open, creatures, whatnot. Little tip for you, sorry for the noise. If you're in a shop that has windows and you don't have one of them fancy dust recirculator things, tie a fan in the window blowing out. When I got done with that circular saw, I mean to tell you there was dust everywhere. Put the fan in, sucked it out in no time. Anyway, so there's you go. I need these to be 34 inches tall. I'm to a point now where I can do everything on the table saw. My table saw doesn't go up to 34, so you do the subtraction thing. This is a 48-inch wide piece. So that's going to put me at 14. I'm actually setting it 13 7/8 because I need the cut to be on this side. Blade, you don't want it to be short. So I'm going to run all these through, and then I'm ready to start making my shelves. Every shelf is going to be dadoed in. I was really impressed when I did the drawers as to how well with a dado this OSB went together. I was actually kind of surprised. So I'm going to cut all these up. I know short side in, it's not ideal, but that's what I'm going to do. There's nothing I can do about it. So that's next on the agenda. So, funny thing happened. One, these were supposed to be cut a ½ inch longer than what they are. I can adjust for that. That's fine. It was a dado thing, so I can just put the dado someplace else. Anyway, I spent about an hour dialing in my dado blade because this is supposed to be 7/16, and 7/16, the way the dado blade tells you the directions, the way it tells you to set it up, they weren't fitting together. So I took an hour and I shimmed until I was spot on, which was great until I realized I forgot to cut my shelves. So now we're back to that. Now is where I have to start cutting dados in that the shelves are going to fit into. And according to my high-tech drawing, the bottom of the first shelf from bottom to top, anyway, 13 is what I have to, is where I have to set that. Again, don't trust the measurements on your fence if you're using a dado blade because it throws it all off. Okay, measure it. That's what you got to do.
So I'm going to cut 2 of these at 13 inches. The next one up is 13 1/4 inches. It'll all make sense when it's together. You'll see why I'm doing it. In the garbage. Okay, so I have to make that same depth dado at the bottom and at the top, or at the bottom and top. I won't know till I measure it. So put a board on, keep it from, jamming into stuff it ain't supposed to jam into. Maybe tighten them up a little bit. Okay. Got the shelves cut, got the dados cut, got them bottom, top, yada, 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 all that. Also did a little notch out on the back for a piece that's going to go across, and it's going to act as a place for me to attach it to the wall. Okay. Essentially freestanding boxes is what I'm making, but I don't want them to tip over. So that's the sole purpose for that, is to attach it to the wall. That's the wrong size, and I'll probably try to glue that one in. But now I got to put the shelves in. I'm down to glue. And oh, mercy, Miss Percy. All right. Again, 1 foot depth. Make sure we're going the right direction. Get in there. Someone's trying to call me. See ya. I told them never to call me when I'm filming. They don't listen. Alright, so we're going to load this up with some glue and get it slammed together. Okay, now for the fun part. We'll all line up. Oh. Just go ahead and stick your hand in the glue when you get the chance. Dum dum. Okay, it's in clamps. That's one of 5, I think, that I have to build. Maybe. I don't know what this piece is called. The piece that's going to attach it to the wall. The wall anchor piece. I think I might go ahead and try and drill and run at least 1 screw on each side, just to,
safe kind of thing. I'm all about glue, but I don't know, just to make sure. But I'm glad I took the extra hour to set up the dado, because these fit so much better than before. They're snug, but not, you gotta beat them into place, you know what I mean? So I think that's gonna make a much better joint. And because I'm a big fan of just torturing myself. Mm-hmm. 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 It's not square. It's not square at all. So the whole thing has to go this way. Of course, it's on that side. Let me figure this out real quick. Okay, as I was saying, got it all in clamps. It's almost perfectly square now. This piece fell off, so that's exciting. And just slip that back in. Which is another reason why I'm going to drill that, because I don't want that happening when it's up on the wall and I got glue everywhere. So I'm going to screw that into place. I have 5 more of these to make, like I said. The shelves are going to be different on each one because that ain't coming down. Got to go around it, right? So they're all basically going to be the same. Cut, recut because you messed up. Dado, redado because you messed up. And then put it together and hope that it's square. And you've already seen me do that once. So I'll bring you in at the end once I got most of it together, I guess. And then we'll see how it looks. And maybe I'll get some of my junk put away. All right, folks. So there it is. Organization at its finest. Yeah, it's just some shelves. But you can see this was purpose built for the compressor. It fits perfectly. It's actually a little bit snug. But I have it plugged in right here. I can get to the switch. That's good. This was purpose built for these pack out boxes. And let me tell you what, that was a bigger nightmare than I thought it was going to be, because the only point that I can put a support for these is about 4 inches long, because just the way they're built. These are DeWalt pack out boxes. They were on sale. This was purpose built for the TV. So I have 2 shelves that I just have to figure out. I ended up, all of this is dadoed in, except for the top and bottom, which is rabbited. On the top and bottom, I started running a screw in. The problem is you got to be precise, because this is OSB. It's going to shoot out the side. And I did that through 2 of them. And then I remembered, hey, I have a nailer. So I used, I think 18 gauge, 1.25 inch, and was able just to shoot in to the shelves, just to hold it together. That thing's huge. And he's landing on my water bottle. Go away. Just to shoot them in and hold them together while the glue dried. Golly Moses, go away. You see this? Okay, he's out. Whew. Springtime. Gotta love it. Bees are aggressive. Anyway, so they came out great. That first one is screwed to the back of the wall, and then each one is screwed in after that. There's not going to be so much weight on these that I have to worry about tipping it. But I already see that it's going to make a huge difference. It's not organized. I was basically throwing stuff up on the shelf as I was building them to get them out of the way. But it's going to be a huge difference once I get things organized. I have a lathe behind where you're standing that is just covered with stuff. And it's stuff that doesn't have a home. And I'm telling you, I'm getting bugged left and right about that lathe. I need to get it cleaned off. I need to get it going. So I don't make plans, because everyone's shop is different. But I'm telling you, don't be afraid to build stuff out of OSB. And like I said, this is 7/16. If you dado it in, I mean, it's solid. It ain't going to go nowhere. So that's what I'm in shop doing now. But now I have to make a birthday gift for next week. First video I ever posted, my book stand. Someone saw that video. He's 95. He sits in his den and reads. And he said, I'm sick of holding the books.
I'm gonna make him a book stand for holding the books while he reads it. So anyway, I appreciate you watching. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. That's all I do is build stuff. Sometimes it's stupid stuff. Sometimes it's intricate. Not really, because I'm not intricate. But if you like what you see, subscribe, ring the ding dong bell, whatever that does. And in the meantime, thanks for watching. God bless. I'll see you on the next one.